Pulcinella thinks he has won, not because the world bows, not because fate declares him chosen, but because no one has stopped him yet. And in his mind, tolerance is submission. He is drunk on stolen divinity, crowned by his own delusions, and convinced that power alone decides reality. So when pain reaches him, real pain, raw and human, his first instinct is not fear, it's confusion. What's going on? Why am I feeling pain like some human being? That question is the crack where everything begins to fall apart. He doesn't understand it yet, but pain is the answer. Against Velgryn's cardinal aura, power is irrelevant, resistance is irrelevant, even contact is punishment. The moment he stepped too close, the verdict had already begun. His body reacts before his mind can invent excuses. Nerves scream. Existence itself pushes back. And still he postures. Still he preens. Still, he mistakes her indifference for weakness. Velgrynd barely looks at him. David's yohma lunges, an act of loyalty, of desperation, of stupidity, and vanishes with a touch. No spell, no flourish, just erasure. Pulcinella watches it happen and feels the first true tremor of panic, quickly buried under arrogance. He scrambles for leverage, for anything that can restore the narrative where he is chosen and she is merely strong. So he takes Delia's sacred treasure, God class, absolute. A relic that bends to will, and it warps instantly, reshaping itself to suit him. To Pulcinella, this is confirmation, proof, fate itself responding to his grasp. He laughs, breathless, as power stabilizes inside him. Wings tear free. His form distorts into something grotesque and grand. Demon Lord levels. At last, a scale he recognizes. In his mind, he is no longer prey. He imagines himself rivaling Cornu. Velgrynd corrects him without ceremony. Forget it. He's at least 10 times more powerful. It's not an insult. It's not a threat. It's a statement of fact. And Pulcinella does not listen, because he cannot. His ignorance of the greater cosmos is complete. He does not know what a true dragon is. He does not understand hierarchies that span worlds. He has never learned the difference between borrowed authority and intrinsic existence. So when he threatens her openly, she finally acknowledges him. Not as a nuisance. Not as an obstacle. As an enemy. What follows is not a battle. It is a verdict. Velgrynd destroys his yohma core, not with rage, but precision. The structure that holds his power collapses inward, taking with it something far more valuable than strength. Knowledge. Context. The faint chance that understanding might have saved him. He is stripped down to raw terror, standing in a room that has gone silent. Chaos gives way to judgment. Former enemies, former allies, even the yohma themselves reach the same conclusion without speaking it aloud. Pulcinella cannot be allowed to live. The world cannot afford the cost of his survival. He is given one final chance to wait, to stay still, to accept that the decision is no longer his. He lashes out instead. A forbidden divine attack ignites, vast enough to shatter the base and scar the land itself. Power floods the chamber, violent and uncontrolled, the kind of strike meant to end conversations forever. It hits Velgrynd squarely in the back, and does nothing. The energy disperses, harmless, as though the world itself refuses to let her be harmed. She turns, almost annoyed. Can you wait quietly until we reach a conclusion, please? That is the moment Pulcinella understands. Too late. There is no scale on which he can measure her, no height he can climb that matters. No power he can reach that isn't already beneath her notice. And still, true to his nature, he reaches for one last forbidden strength. His final gamble is not power, it is terror. Cornered and exposed, he unveils his real plan. Continent-level bombs hang poised above the capitals of 5 nations. The room recoils. Even the yohma blanch. This was never the design. They wanted dominion, not annihilation. Order, not extinction. But Pulcinella smiles, convinced he has finally found leverage that even Velgrynd cannot ignore. Victory is still mine. I've already taken the necessary measures. Humanity is expendable. Order is optional. Survival belongs only to those useful to him. That is the truth of his soul, laid bare. Velgrynd listens in silence, until Japan is named. I will not let you do anything that gets my man involved. Her calm breaks, not into panic, but into absolute certainty. Pulcinella pleads now, his voice cracking, still clinging to the illusion that he holds the detonator. She cuts him off. Will you shut up already? I took care of that long ago. Through parallel existence, she has already acted. His agents across the world are gone. The bombs detonated harmlessly, dismantled before the threat was ever spoken aloud. The outcome was sealed before he finished boasting. His masterstroke never existed. The terror finally eclipses his arrogance. He begs. Velgrynd smiles. Nuh-uh. What follows is not execution. It is obliteration. Cardinal acceleration ignites like a supernova. Space compresses, time fractures. Pulcinella's soul is crushed beyond rebirth, erased so completely that even the concept of his return is denied. The blast scars the continent, boiling seas and rewriting geography. Its shockwaves tear through dimensions, striking Cornu himself, annihilating his army and crippling the yohma's grand design at its source. The survivors stare at the goddess standing amid the aftermath. Beautiful, merciless, final. The war does not end with strategy or negotiation. It ends with a true dragon deciding it is over. And yet the world does not end. It endures. Pulcinella is gone. The invasion erased in a single godlike act. The damage is immense, but Velgrynd almost sheepishly begins to mend what she can. Forests rise where magma cooled. Storms are calmed. Life continues. I thought I was turning it down pretty low. Years pass. True to Oharu's wish, Velgrynd never interferes again. Her power would cheapen struggle, turn growth into spectacle. So she watches instead, silent, patient, as humanity stumbles, learns, governs itself. And then, quietly, the end arrives. Oharu dies as he lived, surrounded by those he loved. His final words are not commands but burdens willingly returned. You must always strive for a peaceful resolution. There's nothing good about conflict. No grand solution, only responsibility. Velgrynd remains as his life fades. You worked so hard. I'm very proud of you. As his body dissolves into light, his soul condenses into a single radiant fragment. She holds it close, a tear falling that carries both divine love and unbearable loss. A goddess who once burned continents now stands still, not as wrath, but as witness. With Oharu's death, the final tether breaks. I'm off. Good luck to you all. She leaves behind more than salvation. She leaves behind hope. Decades pass. The world steadies. The invasion becomes a shared scar that dulls ambitions of conquest. Builders remain. Emil reshapes the future through light, not power. Amari bankrolls peace from the shadows. Survival turns into prosperity. And though the goddess is gone, her legacy endures. A star named Longhua rises and fades. Fairy tales bloom. Xianhua walks untouched by time. Others cross into enlightenment. A new guard takes shape, an unseen shield against forgotten horrors. Velgrynd does not return as fire from the heavens. She remains as memory, and the quiet promise that if darkness ever comes again, this time, humanity will be ready.